y'all want to walk around act like y'all from the hood all the time, someone gonna touch your gangsta and you gonna fuck around and get hurt, and it's gonna be nobody's fault but your own because you tried to act and be from somewhere where you're not. Enjoy your fucking privilege. If you haven't grown up in the hood, you are lucky. Try to help those in the hood by volunteering at a soup kitchen, volunteering at a homeless shelter, whatever the case may be. But you're not helping anybody from the hood by sitting there acting like you hard, acting like you tough, using the slang, joining a gang and all of this goofy shit, trying to act like you from the hood when you really from the suburbs. I promise you, you gonna land yourself in a hospital bed, or worse, in your damn coffin way too damn early for no reason, just because you think it's cute to be gangster. The Mademoiselle, and this is on my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the glorification of hood culture. So welcome to another installment of the Real Talk. Now this topic is something I wanted to talk about for so damn long because, as you guys know, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, particularly Jay Park, Haitian neighborhood, wish popping, and it really annoys me when like people are not from a hood or from an urban area that is riddled with poverty or, you know, hardship, and they try to act like it, okay? And I had to really think about what is causing people to act like they from the hood and want to be from the hood so damn bad. And it really just made me like actually go down this rabbit hole. So of course, first things first, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, smash everybody, you know, that help a sister out. Of course, make sure you guys go and subscribe to my Haitian channel where I talk about Haitian politics, folklore, voodoo, and everything else Haitian. And of course, make sure you just peep the description box because you guys asked me so many questions. That's right there. Understand this video is probably gonna come off really fucked up for some of you because I'm gonna be calling a lot of y'all out because too many people coming at people that are from the hood or used to live in the hood or whatever case may be, and it's just really problematic and it has to stop. And there's also so many people out there acting like they from the hood and they not, and that also needs to stop for your own well-being. There's a lot of mental illnesses and just trauma that a lot of people from the hood have. So when you're like me and you made it out the hood, okay, like I literally do not live nowhere near the hood anymore at all, and someone like reminds you by saying something blatantly ignorant as fuck or like bringing up something that has nothing to do with you just because you grew up in the hood, understand it's extremely disrespectful. It's just like so triggering and it's just very unnecessary. It's important to ask questions. It's important to be mindful. It's important to watch your fucking mouth. Just because you took a bitch out the hood don't mean a bitch won't fucking put you in the goddamn mouth, okay? I've had to do it before, and to be honest, I'm not proud of it, but listen, you can take the bitch out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the bitch. Fake people give me a certain sense of annoyance, okay? I don't like anybody that's fake, whether that's in a friendship, whether that's to themselves, whether that's portraying someone or something that they're not. It's just something that I could never fucking get with. I don't want to know what the fuck your reason is. Don't be a fake bitch. This is why I'm very much so blunt as fuck, upfront as fuck in all facets, sometimes to my detriment, but I am who I am, and if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. When it comes to a hood is technically a neighborhood, hood shortened because, you know, we like to slang everything out, and it's usually comprised of a lot of people of the same type of, I guess, statute, and it's usually comprised of a lot of people in the same type of tax bracket, usually lower income. That's typically what a hood is, but of course we already know a lot of things that are negatively associated with the hood and hood culture, such as violence, gangs, ill-mannered children, single parent households, struggle of drugs. Honestly, the list goes on, and of course these things are commonly associated with Black people, mainly because of the glorification of hood culture. Now understand, when it comes to the hood or the projects, two completely different things. The projects is usually private or government funded type of housing. The hood is usually just comprised of a lot of people in a lower income area. Now sometimes two things can be in the same area, like you'll have a project in the hood or whatever the case may be, or sometimes you'll just have a project in the middle of a really nice area depending on your state. It is not the same thing. Just because someone lives in the hood does not mean they have government assistance. Like my parents have never had government assistance, mainly because they only had me and they never approved for it. But like, we never had money a lot of time, and I'm really mad that they would not approve it. Meanwhile, there's people out here fucking buying Jordans and buying fucking Chanel bags, and they qualify. It doesn't make sense. Maybe my parents should have lied on the applications. I don't fucking know. But it's just really interesting because a lot of people associate people who live in the hood as like poor or always accepting government assistance, etc. But a lot of people in the hood do not have government assistance at all in terms of housing. Some of them do, because you could also get Section 8 and stuff like that, but a lot of people in the hood are just hardworking citizens who don't have enough to move to another area, that are literally tormented by the 5% of people who do have enough money to live in another area but stay there for whatever reason. Maybe it could be because of family, maybe it could be due to lineage ties, or just the fact that, you know, they like their apartment, they like their house, whatever the case may be, and they don't want to leave. So a lot of people also have this other common misconception that only black people live in the hood, when in actuality there's different types of people that live in the hood. Like one of my best friends, her name is Jessica, she's white, but she's also Polish, so it's a little bit different for her. She's not like American white, it's not the same thing. Fun fact, European white people were never considered Caucasian until like not that long ago, because they started to band together with the black people. But anyways, that's for a whole nother video. You guys can look it up. I might leave some resources down below. But as I was saying, there's lots of different types of hoods, there's lots of different ethnicities and races of people in certain types of hoods. In my opinion, realistically, I think it's due to rap culture that a lot of people think that, you know, only black people come from the hood and most black people had to, you know, rise from the gutter and all of this little goofy shit. But honestly, it really annoys me. Now, another key characteristic a lot of you guys have to know is that, contrary to popular belief, the hood was not something that was like particularly made for black people. Hoods and the projects actually started back around the Great Depression and was a way to get the middle class kind of, you know, not sinking down to poverty. Understand, I will be using the hood and the projects interchangeably, even though it's not necessarily the same thing in a lot of cases. So there was lots of white people in the projects, you know, as well as black people and other races of people, but it wasn't made to, like, you know, throw black people in the corner or shit like that. Like, a lot of people like to say that, but that's not necessarily what it was. The government never cared for us before. You think they really give the fuck to give us specific housing when it all started? That's not how it started. But it ended up being predominantly black, because once the Great Depression was over and the white people in the middle class started to actually retain some sort of monetary value and started to get jobs and stuff again, they just moved out of the ghettos, okay? They moved out the hood, they moved out the projects, and they ended up getting single family houses and moving to better neighborhoods, leaving the blacks and the other minorities in these types of buildings and in these types of housing. The funny thing about this is a lot of these housing situations were always fucking horrible, okay? There was so much violence, so much neglect, so much disgustingness that eventually that is when the government had to really intervene. At first there was more so private community type of situations and private buildings, and then the government stepped in and started offering their own types of buildings. So many of these projects have been knocked down, rebuilt. Some of them have just been eliminated altogether, mainly due to all of the problems that have gone on in these buildings. I honestly don't have to go through that. Let's be real. A lot of rappers have talked about their upbringings in the hood and talked about all types of crazy things that go on in the projects depending on where they're from. You know, Jay-Z is one of them. Go listen to his music. I also will links down below so that you can read up on the situation and lots of changes that went on regarding the hood. It's really unfortunate that a lot of people are really law-abiding, amazing people that literally just can't afford to live somewhere else but have to succumb to all of the violence and the craziness that goes on in the hood. I've gone through a lot of things living in the hood, okay? I've seen people get shot. Like, the first person I remember that I saw got shot, I had to be like 11. I don't even remember, but I know I was young and I was at my best friend's house and the dude got shot. And like, my best friend's house was literally like the first apartment in the building. So he got shot and he ran into the building, and like, we were trying to like apply pressure to the wound. Like, there's a lot of traumatic things that happens. I've been shot at least 2 times. I've literally seen so many things that a kid should not see. And I do feel like a lot of my mental illness does stem from that, along from the fact that, you know, my parents were very irresponsible with money, been homeless a couple times. So it's very annoying when I see people like try to act like they're hard and try to act like they from the hood. Bro, like, you live in the suburbs, like, you know, or where they try to like make a town that is like a genuinely good town, a genuine good place to live that a lot of people would fucking kill to live in, and leave the hood but they try to like make it like a baby ghetto so hard so they can feel like they're cool, so they have something to talk about. That's something that I've seen like literally since I was a kid, and it's always fucking annoyed me, and I've always called people out on it, because there's nothing amazing about living in the hood or try to recreate the same type of toxic situations in their own environments just to make it seem like they've been through something. Understand, if you did not grow up in the hood, you're lucky as fuck, okay? Sure, a lot of us have that experience and we talk about it to try to empower those who are in the hood, who have the means to leave, and we kind of try to tell people our stories to resonate. Understand, it's by no means a badge of honor. It's not one of those things that you should be trying to parade around and try to lie about to make it seem like you're cool and you have these experiences that make you amazing or somewhat cooler than everyone. One day someone's gonna test your gangster, okay? Someone's gonna come up to you because you keep saying you from the hood, and they gonna test if you really from the fucking hood, and then some shit gonna hit the fan and you're not gonna know what the fuck to do because you was acting like you was fucking something that you wasn't. The most annoying part about this shit is people that just automatically assume because you're black, you from the hood, or you went through all of the other things that are negatively associated with the hood. I can't tell y'all how many times someone just literally saw me and assumed I was from Camden, Neewer, or I am from Elizabeth, but they never guess Elizabeth, which is interesting, or Irvington, or whatever the case may be. Like, they'll literally name like some of the towns with the most violence in New Jersey and just assume I'm from these places. I was actually born in Long Island. I was raised in Elizabeth, and now I live like in Newark, Harrison-ish. It's very borderline. Like, literally, I take 10 steps outside, I'm in fucking Newark. It makes no fucking sense. So it's like, it's very interesting because it's like, as soon as people talk to me, as soon as people have a conversation with me, they're automatically like, oh yeah, like, oh, you're not doing anything for Father's Day, right? And it's like, I had a dad and I love him very much. Oh, you don't need help with that. You're a black independent woman, right? I don't give a fuck how independent I may be. You gonna carry them groceries. You gonna open that door for me. You gonna do whatever the fuck I asked you to do because I don't wanna fucking do it. Like, what? It's just weird what people just assume you are just because you're black. And of course this is wrong, and of course it's fucked up, but honestly, we're all judgmental. As much as people love to scream, don't judge me, I don't judge others, only God can judge me, that's fucking bullshit. Y'all need to stop saying that shit because it's so fucking annoying. You see a bum walking across the street and you know he about to come ask you for $1 because he got that damn cup in his hand. What you do? You cross the street. Some of y'all might give him the $1. I used to always give the $1 until I started seeing the motherfuckers start using drugs and shit. And a lot of people might probably be like, oh, that's not your business as long as you did the deed, bitch. I worked hard for that $1. Okay, so now I crossed the fucking street. And you know what that is? That's called judging. You're not condemning, but it's judging. There's a difference between judging a situation for your mental well-being and for your pocket in this case, and condemning people. But the problem here is I feel like a lot of other races of people don't live among black people. A lot of white people actually live in predominantly white towns. I believe it's over 50%. So when you think about it, since a lot of white people have not been exposed to black people, their only way of knowing what black people are is from the media, pop culture, our music. So of course we have these rappers talking about fuck a nigga, kill a nigga, fuck a bitch, all of this goofy shit. They are gonna think that that's what most of us are about. Is it ignorant? Absolutely. Is it ridiculous that they're not going to search and find it? Yeah, it is, but let's be real. How many of us do that about white people? On this channel, we're fair. Okay, I'm all about common sense, but I'm also pro-black in a lot of circumstances, but I'm not about to sit here and entertain bullshit. A lot of us, including myself, okay, but I be cracking jokes though. I be cracking jokes. White people smell like dog. White people don't know how to season their food. White people are all fucking slave masters and they're all colonizers. Honestly, like I said, I be cracking jokes, but some of y'all be dead ass serious. I've seen people on YouTube talking some kill all the white people. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I think that's really problematic. It is crazy because my best friend is white, okay? Like I said, one of my best friends is white. When I first started living with her, I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she showers every day. I wonder if she seasons her food. And she does, but she's also Polish, so I don't think, like, I don't know, white Americans might be different. I don't fucking know. But like, she has a cultural attachment to her motherland, and clearly it wasn't what I expected. And I feel like a lot of us kind of have a misunderstanding of one another, and we refuse to interact with one another and find out about one another. And unless we're exposed to that person's direct culture, whatever the case may be, we would never know. Am I sitting here looking up things about Russians? Am I sitting here looking up things about people that come from fucking Alabama? No, because genuinely I don't give a fuck. And honestly, maybe we should, just in case we come across these people, but no, I really, I don't care. And a lot of people, especially when it comes to white people, a lot of white people don't give a fuck either. And that's what a lot of people fail to understand when it comes to, you know, white people not understanding or, you know, being very ignorant about certain things like our hair and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very ignorant and very rude, especially how some of them be saying like the most out of pocket shit. But in a lot of cases, it is innocent and it's not malicious. And the same thing vice versa. A lot of times we may say things about white people and now all of a sudden they trending on Twitter talk about how black people this, that, and the third. And it's like, listen, we don't fucking know. Like a lot of times it could be a joke. A lot of times it's just insensitive. A lot of times it's literally just innocent ignorance. It's important that if you never come in contact with someone to be respectful. You know, don't just go and reach into a black person's hair. Don't just assume they don't have a father. Don't just assume they from the hood. Don't just assume they're violent. Don't just assume that they went through all types of racist experiences or whatever the case may be, because I've also known a lot of black people who've never been through any racism at all. I've known dark-skinned people who have said they've never experienced colorism. And at the end of the day, we're not all the same. We're not all the same, whether we're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case may be. We are very much so different in our experiences. And growing up in the hood has a very, very special experience. And it's a very touchy subject. And it's very annoying when someone has not been through something and people just automatically think they have just because they come from a particular area. I cannot tell y'all how many times someone asked me if I had friends in jail. Like, yes, I have friends in jail, and I will make sure they beat your ass when they fucking come out since you want to be rude. Like, I need to understand, like, what do y'all want to do about it though? Like, what y'all gonna do? I have friends in jail and what? Like, the fascination of it all really annoys me. I've actually heard a lot of people say that a lot of this has to do with a lot of rap music being marketed towards white people because white people are actually the ones that consume it. And to be honest, I think that's fucking bullshit. I feel like, of course, a lot of white people listen to rap and shit, but I don't think that they are the main consumers. I feel like way too many black people consume it, and it is to our detriment. A lot of us have a tendency to kind of be influenced by role models that are in the media because we don't have positive role models in our real lives. So we'll look at these rappers, these singers, these hosts, or whatever the case may be, and think that they're like, you know, a standard, when in actuality, a lot of them ain't shit, and we probably shouldn't be listening to anything that they fucking say. So for everyone watching this, understand, ask politely. And if you don't know how to go about something politely, ask someone else that you may know of a different culture if something will be offensive to that type of person. Because a lot of times, I do understand that sometimes people are just assholes without knowing they're assholes, but a lot of times it's intentional as fuck. Y'all want to walk around act like y'all from the hood all the time, someone gonna touch your gangster and you gonna fuck around and get hurt, and it's gonna be nobody's fault but your own because you tried to act and be from somewhere where you're not. Enjoy your fucking privilege. If you haven't grown up in the hood, you are lucky. Try to help those in the hood by volunteering at a soup kitchen, volunteering at a homeless shelter, whatever the case may be. But you're not helping anybody from the hood by sitting there acting like you hard, acting like you tough, using the slang, joining a gang and all of this goofy shit, trying to act like you from the hood when you really from the suburbs. I promise you, you gonna land yourself in a hospital bed, or worse, in your damn coffin way too damn early for no reason, just because you think it's cute to be gangster. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment down below what is a situation you went through when someone tried to like automatically think you were from the hood or whatever the case may be, and what is it that you want people to understand about living in the hood if you've lived in the hood. And if you haven't, comment down below what are some misconceptions that you've heard about people who live in the hood. I'd love to hear them down below. That being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and do all that. Make sure you guys follow my Haitian channel where I talk about folklore, Haitian voodoo, and politics. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye!